In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to replace a burned out taillight bulb in a Ford C-Max Energi or Hybrid sold in the US from 2012 to 2018. As you can see when I unlock this car, over on the passenger side I have two working taillights, while over on the driver's side I only have the taillight in the liftgate that is working correctly. The one in the quarter panel is burned out, and this is the bulb that we're going to be replacing today. So when I went to the auto parts store to get a replacement bulb, they did ask if it was for the liftgate or for the quarter panel. So while I don't know for sure if it uses different ones, the quarter panel definitely uses the bulb with code 7443. The liftgate might be a different code. You'll need to check wherever you're purchasing your bulbs to verify. The manufacturer doesn't matter, these are just the bulbs that I bought. So you may have noticed that these bulbs almost always come in a pack of two, and that's because the life expectancies of these bulbs are such that once one has burned out, the other side is never very far behind. And so I'm only going to be showing you today in this video how to replace this side. The other side is identical, it's just a mirror image of the process. And I am going to be replacing both of these bulbs so I don't have to worry about these bulbs burning out again soon. Alright, so let's get started with the bulb replacement. Now Ford has made this process really simple. You don't need any tools at all, you can do everything with just your hands. Step one is to open up the liftgate. Once you've opened the liftgate, right behind the taillight in the trunk area is this little access panel. We're just going to hook our thumb right into this little area right here and pry it out. It takes a little bit of force, but it's not that bad. Once you remove that access panel, you can push the seatbelt out of the way that's being held there by the tensioner, and that will reveal that there are two posts that you need to unscrew. There's this one on this side and that one on that side. These are not very tight from the factory, and you should be able to just reach in and twist them off with your hand. Here's what these posts look like once they've been removed. You can see they've got little wings on the side that make them easy to spin out with your thumb and forefinger. In case they are just a little bit too tight, they also have a slot in the end there that you can use a flathead screwdriver to remove them if you need to. Alright, with these posts removed, now we can remove this entire assembly from the back of the car. There's not much holding it in, but it might be a little stiff to pull out. There's two posts, one is at the front and one is kind of right about here, and they're both pointing this direction. So to pull this out, all we need to do is give it a fairly stiff tug straight back. Just about like that. Might take a little bit of force, you might have to wiggle and jiggle a little bit. Should come out relatively easily. So the last thing to remove is this wiring connector. Don't just yank on this, you can damage the wiring. There is a little tab right here on the top part that you need to just use your thumbnail to push straight down on, and then if you wiggle kind of back and forth a little bit, that connector comes right out. With this assembly completely removed from the car, now we just need to pull this bulb holder out of this assembly. It's held on with three little tabs, one here, and one down here. The easiest way to remove these is to just push the tab away from the bulb holder, and that will free the holder itself so you can pull it completely out, and that reveals where the bulbs are, and now we can replace them. Alright, we're finally ready to actually replace these bulbs. Now removing them from this holder is really simple. All you do is pull. They don't twist or spin, you just pull them straight out. You'll notice the replacement bulb, it doesn't matter which direction you put it in. The polarity is not important on these bulbs. They're wired such that you can put them in either direction. So just push it into the mount and the bulb is replaced. One other quick tip, if you're replacing headlight bulbs, you never want to touch them with your fingers because the heat generated by a headlight is enough that the oil on your finger changes how the temperature can dissipate through the glass and you can wind up cracking the glass. But with taillights, it's not really all that important. They don't get hot enough, so you don't need to wear gloves or anything for this. Okay, with that new bulb in, all we need to do is put everything back together in the reverse order that we took everything apart, and this job will be all finished up. One more quick tip, as you're reassembling everything, it's a good idea to test the bulb before you put everything completely back together, just to make sure that it's actually working. At this stage, the rear light assembly has been kind of placed where it belongs, but you can see it's still loose. I haven't put those two posts back in yet. With this in place, now I can use the unlock button on my remote to make sure that this light lights up, and it looks like it does, so we're all good. Replacing these posts is a little tricky, just because it's a little hard to feel around in there exactly where they go. There's some little threaded posts that they screw onto. Just feel around until you find them, and then you twist them on just like you would a nut onto the end of a bolt. And don't forget to replace the access panel. With everything put back together, one final test lets us know that the lights are all working properly now. All right, that's going to finish us up today. As you can see, this is a really simple job. Anyone can do it. A complete novice, maybe 10 or 15 minutes is all it should take. So the next time one of your taillights burns out, just run to the auto parts store. They'll help you pick out the correct bulb and take a swing at replacing it yourself. Don't waste a bunch of time and money taking it to the dealership. You can do this. If you found this video useful, I'd appreciate a quick little thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing the rest of the videos I put out on a pretty regular basis, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell next to it to make sure you get notified when I put out a new video. And other than that, there's nothing else to say except thank you very much for watching.